Hey, everybody, welcome back to the First of the Worst podcast. I am Brendan Murphy.
And I'm Steve Arendas.
And, Steve, we've done some podcasts that have required extensive research. One of the podcasts we did was decades. There's been a lot of decades in the history of time. And we've done wars, we've done vegetables, but I don't think there's a more extensive category than what we're doing this week. There is almost an infinite amount of material for our list this week.
Yeah, it's Christmas songs.
Yeah, there's so many Christmas songs.
Like, seriously, like every band has produced a Christmas song, if not a whole album.
It's amazing. Even the hipster bands.
No, they all do it.
Jack White has a Christmas song.
At least one song. Like, they might not go whole album, but like, yeah, it's crazy. Christmas songs, I guess we would say they're bad because they're bad. Like,
because
seriously,
my mom just ruined them.
Yeah, a lot of it's because they were just like killed, like how often they get played at certain times of year, certain ones, and like they wouldn't, like, if it wasn't for Christmas, you would never listen to them.
No, although I put together a kick-ass Christmas playlist. That's really what I've been doing for the past hour. That's how I understand how extensive this is. That I will put it up on the First of the Worst page, as it is probably my best accomplishment from the past year.
Is it music I'm gonna like, or is it just like weird, like hipster shit?
No, it's I mean, I got some country on there. I got Child on there.
I'm interested to see how traditional you go in your Christmas music picks.
Not very.
All right, so our lists are going to be pretty different. What was your criteria? I guess it's like your favorite songs.
Just this, my favorite songs and the best. I tried to pick out the best version of them.
Yeah, I tried to too.
Some songs like "All I Want for Christmas Is You." There's really one person who that song gets attributed to. I mean, some songs you gotta.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, for sure. Yeah, it was kind of tricky. I also didn't use the same artist twice, though I feel like I could have. I
agree with that.
That was just a personal choice, so like I just took their best one.
All right, let's be real. White people suck at Christmas music juxtaposed against African American singers.
Oh my God, this might be the first time I've ever disagreed with you on a subject of that nature.
Christmas is blues to me, man. It's snowy. It's I like being sad and reflective.
I like crooners.
So you got like Dean Martin types. I didn't put any.
Oh, I'm riddled with them.
I got one, but I'd actually say that he stole his style from black people. So I don't even know if he counts.
Wait, are you talking about a musician?
Yeah.
So a musician stole his style from black people? So it could be anybody.
He is infamous for it more so than, say, like a Neil Diamond would be.
Okay.
By the way, Neil Diamond, Jewish guy, has a Christmas album.
It's all doesn't Maroon 5 have one?
I'm sure he's not the only one.
Like, Adam Levine's definitely Jewish, and he's definitely sung Christmas songs.
He loves Christmas music, man. You know what he loves is money and himself.
Yeah, he definitely loves himself. Definitely loves himself.
More than money, probably.
I really thought he was going to be the Super Bowl halftime show this year. That it was going to be like Adam Levine and Friends. Instead they exported it or imported it from England.
They've done that before, but
not for 50, man.
Who would you want it to be the most? Well, Maroon 5 would be an embarrassment to
America.
Yeah, I don't want that to be the.
I'm actually kind of surprised it just wasn't Taylor Swift.
I think that it would just be the NFL has enough controversy, and putting her after Katy Perry with their apparent feud would just be too much.
Yeah, and she doesn't want to go after that one.
I'll tell you, Taylor Swift is odds-on favorite for 51, though.
She's got to get one, right?
Yeah, I mean, the only reason she might not be like in the running next year is because she's probably going to want to do it when she's an album.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't know if this album will be current enough.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. All right, so now that we're done with our Super Bowl halftime podcast, which is probably a podcast we might have one day.
That is actually a great one. That could be a good Super Bowl Sunday preview.
Let's get into this list. So what is your number 10?
My number 10, I actually was going to pick all right, so you and I and a colleague of ours on Christmas Eve last year, this playlist I worked on today, we started in our office. Because we started talking about Christmas songs.
Yes.
And my number 10, I was going to pick what I think is your number 1. But I want to give you all the shine on that. So when that song comes up, I will also talk about that. But this song would actually probably be my number 11.
What song is it? I actually don't know if you know what my number 1 is.
I know that your number 1 is kind of a dark horse.
Oh, it's not my number 1. It's on my list.
Okay.
So we'll talk about it.
Okay, we'll talk about it then. All right, well then maybe. There was
a bunch I didn't put like poppy ones that like I kind of like the NSYNC Christmas song. I kind of do. It didn't make my list though. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays.
I mean, I do have I do have at least one incredibly poppy, terrible one on here. Mostly because I just think it's funny. But I will get.
Please let it be Mistletoe by Justin Bieber.
Oh no, I did not do that one. It's for me pop. That means it's from like the 80s still though. I did Christmas Time Is Here Again by Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Oh, is that your number 10?
It's my number 10.
I can't handle it anymore. That was like one of my favorite Christmas songs when I was a little kid. It's probably a lot of little kids' favorite Christmas songs.
It's hilarious. I could understand, like, if I have kids and as a parent, I couldn't imagine them being like, play it again, play it again, play it again.
We had a record,
kids tend to
like
do.
like the little like single record, and I would have to like do it over and over again when I was little.
Dude, you could just get the Dean Martin version and play it fast.
Yeah, no, that's a pretty good one. I totally forgot about that.
Also,
I feel like there's gonna be multiple ones we forgot about. Like, there's not like I was trying to find definitive lists of Christmas songs. They're all so different.
Oh yeah, I mean, like
artists cover different songs, and it's crazy.
You know, and I think we'll probably ignore a lot of, like, Jingle Bells is not on my list.
Oh, you're crazy.
All right, we'll get into that later.
All right, so I guess we're on my number 10 then.
Go to your number 10. One more note on that. It's the opening sequence of the movie Almost Famous. Is there riding in a car listening, and that song is on. And you know, it's funny to me. So many of these songs either occurred to me because of movies, or when I heard them, I was like, "Oh, from this movie."
Almost Famous is on my list. Is like on the list of like movies that like guys age 20 to 25 think are way better than they are. It's still a good movie, but like.
It's a great date movie. It's got a great soundtrack. You don't like rock and roll that much.
It's a good movie. I said it's really good. It's a really good movie. But like any like college kid, like college dudes love that movie. And like, what are other movies like that? What's that? Clerks. I like that in high school. I didn't watch that in college.
Just the whole Kevin Smith catalog.
You're right. The Kevin Smith catalog. What's that? Usual Suspects is one of those movies. College kids love that movie. Whoa. I don't want to.
Oh, Scarface.
Yeah, Scarface is one of
those.
Basically,
Basically, we're just going through dorm posters. Top 10 dorm posters. Put that on the list.
Posters. What is the movie like with the word saints in it?
Boondock Saints.
The movie's horrible.
Yeah, we were in the heyday of that movie being popular, though.
That movie was actually, yeah, maybe for you. For me, I think I was a little before it being popular. So maybe I didn't catch
They made a sequel and it made like $10. Because it took them like 5 years to make it when they needed to make it like 3 months after.
Yeah, they needed to pump that out. All those kids had moved on and grown up and didn't like the movie anymore. My number 10 is I really like this song. I would have put it higher, except it's so rapey.
Ooh.
And that's Baby It's Cold Outside.
It is very rapey.
But it's like a good song. And this is a tricky one. I chose my version, and this is where I like it. I like my song, my Christmas music, Croony. And this is Bublé. And Adina Bublé. Everybody loves boobs, man. Bublé and Adina Menzel, aka Adele Dazeem, if you're John Travolta. But
okay, let me throw this at you though. If you're trying to close the deal with a girl, you've probably gone with worse excuses than it's cold outside. I remember one time I was like, I don't have money for a cab.
It's cold. I was
like, yeah, what about credit cards?
Dream situation for this song is Bublé and Zooey Deschanel. And because she's on two different versions. She's on the She and Him version of this, which is fucking horrible. And she's on the one that they used in the movie Elf, which is really good.
That's before Zooey Deschanel was the personification of the pixie dream girl.
Yeah, exactly. That was like, well, she kind of wasn't in that movie, but that was before.
Yeah, she wasn't then, and then she became that 500 Days of Summer movie. I remember going to see that movie, and I was in the middle of my breakup, and my mom was like, "You're gonna love it," and I just got sadder. I was like, "You're an idiot. This
Yeah,
is
but
all
you
your
liked it.
fault."
But you
No, I
liked it.
still don't like it. I still
didn't?
don't really like it.
He ends up with a hotter girl.
Who doesn't suck? That's the better part.
Well, as far as we know, she doesn't suck. To be fair, we don't
You're
really,
right.
we never really got to know
eventually,
her
maybe
that
she's probably terrible. They don't have sex, and like she complains to him about how he doesn't walk the dog enough.
Yeah, who was that? It was Minka Kelly, who's currently dating Sean Penn. That's weird.
What?
Yeah, when he left Charlize and he went to Minka Kelly.
He's wow.
Speaking of like
An
Minka
underrated
Kelly,
career for Sean Penn in
of
women.
you mean? Yeah, we should do like top 10 swordsmen. Stickman, I don't know what you want to call them.
No, I mean we got to do it both ways because Madonna.
Yeah, we'll
is
do a
like
female
top
one
three.
sometime too. Yeah, absolutely. We should do it both
Madonna
ways.
is girl Derek Jeter.
Yeah, I mean, Jesus number one, right? Wilbur Valderrama has a good one. We've had so many tangents on this.
If you calculate it as opposed to talent relative to the girls,
Oh, it's Wilbur Valderrama.
that's a really impressive one.
Yeah, this is probably really good. He's currently dating somebody like famous. Like currently, I don't even know what he's doing. I saw him on he like accompanied somebody to some award show. I was like, what the hell? All right. My number 9 is one of my favorites from when I was a little kid. Probably my favorite for a long time when I was a little kid. Nothing fancy, but the first of 2 songs that are in Spanish on my list. And this is Feliz Navidad by Jose Feliciano.
It's on my list too.
Feliz Navidad is a classic jam. And it taught me how to say have a happy new year in Spanish or a prosperous new year, I guess.
Well, since your name is Arandas,
Yeah, I have to learn Spanish because of that.
I thought you were Hispanic for a long time.
That's great. You and every telemarketer.
Yeah, that song to me, I have it at number 6. That song to me is hilarious, classic. Like if you hear it in TJ Maxx, you're like, cool.
Yeah. For
Also,
sure.
in the movie Fargo, when he gets a hooker, Steve Buscemi's character, he goes to some place like a celebrity impersonation show with the hooker, and it's Jose Feliciano. Is the
I need
celebrity
you
they're
to connect
impersonating.
every song on this list to a movie that's not a Christmas movie.
That's how my mind works.
I love it. What's your number 9?
I don't really know who I would put this by. It's been by like a lot of people. Like I think that girl's name is Diana Krall. She does a good version. It's bluesy. I do a lot of bluesy in my Christmas.
Okay.
Please Come Home for Christmas. I like that song.
Okay, I vaguely know it. I'm sure I know it. I just don't.
Home
place the
Alone.
name. Okay. Yeah.
If we're gonna do a movie,
Yeah. Christmas movie.
if we're gonna do it, yeah, that is a Christmas movie. You know, when I was a kid, I never thought of that as a Christmas movie.
I 100% agree. I also 100% disagree with Die Hard being a Christmas movie. I like to say it's a Christmas movie, so I have an excuse to watch it around the holidays. But it's not a Christmas movie.
Just because something mentions Christmas, you know, on the Christmas playlist, I put a Ryan Adams song because one of the chorus lyrics goes "strung out like some Christmas lights." Not really a Christmas song, but you know, I wanted to get Ryan on there.
Way to slip
But
it in.
sometimes you gotta make it work.
Are we on your number 8?
My number 8, which is kind of a complicated one because it is 4 songs. It is the Beatles independent medley of Christmas songs, one for each Beatle.
So one of these is my least favorite Christmas song of all time.
I think it's going to be the first one I mention, which is "Wonderful Christmas Time,"
Yeah, I hate that song.
which is Paul.
Yeah,
Then we have "Happy Christmas" by John and Yoko.
Okay, didn't make my list, but it's a solid song.
Then we have "Ring In the Old, Ring Out the New," which is kind of a New Year's theme by George Harrison, but it's also about his divorce, but it has holiday bells in it.
Okay, nice. I don't know if I know that one.
It's not that popular. I had to Google them.
Yeah, you had to get a George song.
The Ringo one is as per usual, the worst one. It's called "I Want to Be Santa Claus."
Sure.
Also,
it's
the most
terrible.
brazen and commercialized attempt.
That's great.
So
Yeah,
the Beatles quad would be
The
my
Beatles
number 8.
anthology.
Beatles Christmas anthology.
Are we on my number 8?
So we'll go on your number 8.
Christmas Time is Here. The one from the Charlie Brown one, though.
Okay, that's a little higher on my list, but yeah,
No words, just the Charlie Brown one. That's just great. It's just great Christmas time background music.
It's my favorite Christmas album.
Yeah, it's a good one. Yeah, that's just a great that's just great Christmas time background music. And this is the one in my number 7. I think this one's might be the one that you think is my number 1.
Oh, really?
The other Hispanic one.
Yeah, that is what I thought was your number 1.
It's Augie Rios, Donde Está Santa Claus. Can you hear this?
Yes.
I feel like people don't know this song. It's just this little kid singing about where Santa Claus is and his gifts, and he wants his gifts now. Little kids can relate to that. I think anybody can relate to that.
Yeah, that's why I just buy myself my gifts now.
So many people do. That's what Black Friday really is about.
And it's certainly
Black
Cyber
Friday
Monday.
Oh, yeah.
I went apeshit on J. Crew on Cyber Monday.
Those things aren't like, I don't know, and I don't think I've ever bought something for somebody else on Black Friday or Cyber Monday.
Well, you have 2 kids now, so that's alarming. But
well, I buy stuff for other people. I just don't do it on Black Friday and Cyber Monday.
And another thing, like everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, it's the twins' first Christmas." You could get them nothing, and they won't complain. They won't know.
Yeah. Next year's like, I know this is their first Christmas, but like next year's like the first Christmas where they're gonna like appreciate it, right? And like
kind of get it.
Yeah. And then
like,
I think the year after that will be the one they're excited for.
And terrified of Santa at the same time.
Yeah. We could give them to Santa right now. It'd be totally fine.
Yeah. I mean, have you guys taken a Christmas card yet? Because that is totally in the running.
No, I haven't. Yeah. We'll probably do it in like a week. Next week.
It's a big year. You guys, if you guys did like our year in review, it could be like 26 pictures on there.
do you have like family that like write like a year in review letter and like send
my uncle
like,
Paul does.
There's always one family member who does it.
It's entertaining.
It always is entertaining. Except for like if it gets really sad. You don't want it to ever get sad.
No, you don't.
That's a song, Don't You Saw Santa Claus, where I always like think it's my favorite Christmas song, and then like I like really like think about it. That's how I am with a lot of things. I think something's my favorite until I really think about it, and then I realize it's not. What's your number 7?
My number 7 is. This is a poppy one as well. It's terrible, I'll admit. It's by a collection of rock and pop stars from the 80s.
Oh my god.
Do they know
Band-Aid
it's
song
by Band-Aid?
They just redid this like recently.
Oh god, did they? I'm sure Adam Levine was on it.
I don't know. I have to do some research to see who's on it. See who the weirdest person on it is.
I'm
sure Bono's on this
lineup. Oh, Bono for sure is like one of the main guys.
Is on the original, right?
All right, so you got Bono, you got Phil Collins.
Love it.
I mean, not a lot of guys who held up. The dude's,
Sting on it.
Sting is on it. Duran Duran, lead singer.
Love it.
Yeah, I'm a little. Bowie.
McCartney.
I
felt like they were all big people, but apparently they're not. Right.
I was really hoping Eddie Murphy was on it for some reason, but he's not.
What is he on? He's on one of those like big group singing things.
Maybe it's not this one.
Not a Christmas song, I don't think. He's on some song about peace or something.
Yeah.
He's on something.
I was gonna say "Heal the World," but I think that's just a Michael Jackson song.
Does Michael Jackson have Christmas songs?
Jackson 5 have a Christmas album.
But are there like Michael Jackson Christmas songs?
I didn't look.
There's got to be one.
When I was like going through like a pretty voluminous situation of Christmas,
I have not seen any.
I did not see him individually.
Jackson 5 for sure.
Yeah, they have a pretty shitty Christmas record because he's still like 11.
Yeah. What's your number 6? Are we on your number 6 right now?
We are on my number 6. And I always do this juggle between the internet and the document where these are. I should write them down. Oh, Feliz Navidad. We already talked about it.
Oh, yes, we did it. Feliz Navidad.
And then in parentheticals, I have Hooker from Fargo, just so I remember to mention it.
That's great. So then we're on my 6, which is I think it's I think the gays love this song. And I love
Backdoor Santa.
And I love the gays. And it's Wham! Last Christmas.
It did make my list, but it is a classic song.
It's also like a very sad song, right?
I think it's just kind of a song, though. It is about Christmas, but it you could hear that song in July. More so than one of these.
Yes, I agree. I agree. I agree with that statement.
I'm not debating its eligibility at all.
Okay, then I'll go to my number 5, which I assume is going to be on your list. And that's Santa Claus Is Coming to Town by The Boss.
It is on my list.
I've never felt more like a sports writer writing something about Bruce Springsteen down.
Yeah, middle-aged white guys who love Bruce Springsteen and me. But I generally just view the world like middle-aged white.
I'm starting to think maybe it's like a Missouri thing. And then because they all come from like Mizzou and they all love Bruce Springsteen. Because I don't think you guys were allowed to listen to black music there, right?
That's true. The censorship on the radio. Well, if you bought a black radio, you could listen to black music.
But
I had a whites-only radio.
But all right, what's your number 5?
Brutal. Mizzou, so brutal. Such a fucking embarrassment. There's a timeline of things the school that I attended has fucked up over the years, and it's impressive. We had a blood drive where a sorority girl sent an email to her whole sorority and was like, I don't care if you are sick. I don't care if you've been partying with Magic Johnson. You need to donate blood. So that came out after it got published in the student newspaper, and they had to get rid of all the blood from the blood drive.
That's horrible.
Isn't it horrible? I mean, it's not like killing someone, but it's bad.
Well, I mean, I assume they actually weren't partying with Magic Johnson. That said, there's like rules for like when you can donate blood.
You're not supposed to give it if you have a cold.
You're not supposed to give blood if you like been out of the country like in a certain amount of time.
It's a contest.
Oh, so it was like
not actually altruistic. It's like to see if we can get the best thing from whatever.
And they need their points for like their competition and all that crap. Gotcha.
You were in a frat for a week. You know how it goes. And they're like, I have independent thought and I'll make my own friends. See you losers later.
That happened. What's your number? Are we on your number 5?
We're on my number 5. I just did the whole Charlie Brown Christmas album.
Awesome. It's good.
Because I mean, you know, when I was clicking through it and like listening to the songs, the song I like the most is it's called Linus and Lucy, but I would just call it the Charlie Brown theme. But that's in everything.
It's not a Christmas song.
No, that's in everything. But
it gets played during Christmas time, though. It gets played during Christmas time, though.
Well, it's on that album, and that album itself is probably like 35 minutes long.
Is that? That's great.
Yeah, it's like totally a Starbucks in rotation album around Christmas. So I did that one. You know, I've been trying to get my nephew to watch the special, and he's 5 now, but man, I don't know if he'll ever be able to actually sit down and watch like the shoddy animation and kind of the higher level thinking story when he's got like 3D.
Does he have a 3D TV?
He's actually scared of 3D. He was last year, so I don't know where he's at 3D. Now he's a little older. But when he was like about a year and a half ago, he went to a movie. He's like, no 3D. And I was like, what, do you like worse versions of things?
No, 3D is usually worse, man. I think 3D is usually worse.
For those kids' movies.
I guess for the kids' movies. But every once in a while, I think 3D is the way to go. I think I choose depending on the movie.
Okay, so if a movie is awesome in 3D, it's because the story probably sucks.
Oh, you know what movie was amazing in the theater in 3D? Is Prometheus. Like, amazing.
Was the story terrible?
It's like a prequel to the Alien movies. if that gives you a tip off to what the story was, how good the story was.
People like Alien and hate Aliens. They didn't call it Alien 2, they called it Aliens.
Oh, I love Aliens. I love both of them. I hate the third one. I hate everything after that.
One is by James. The first one's a James Cameron movie.
Is it? And is the second one? No, are they James Cameron movies?
One of them I thought was, and one of them I thought was John Carpenter. Now I might just be making it up though. John Carpenter did the thing for sure.
Oh, they're Ridley Scott. Or Tony Scott or Ridley Scott.
Those are movies that are like 20 years old.
Ridley Scott.
I'll ask the big digital question machine.
Aliens, Ridley Scott.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. Wrong again, Murph. Aliens is James Cameron.
Yeah, there it is. So yeah, okay. Did Tony Scott take one at some point? His brother. Tony Scott's got some solid movies too, man. He's not as acclaimed as Ridley Scott. I'm ride for the Scots. All right. And are we on? Did we be on your number 4?
So yeah, we are on my number 4. I went with Backdoor Santa by B.B. King.
I don't even think I know that.
It's hilarious and awesome and bluesy.
It's probably awesome. It sounds like it would be good.
You know, just says back door. You know how he does it, not like me. We should have to sing the songs. That would make this a fun podcast.
Oh, God.
In like the spirit and impression of the person we thought they was the best of them.
Well, I do not have the range to do my number 4.
Okay, who's your number 4?
It's Mariah Carey. I mean, she has the most range ever. It's the song that may have actually been higher because I love it, but 30-year-old white women have just pounded it into the ground, and that's all I want for Christmas is you. Pounded into the ground. I only want to hear the song sung by Mariah Carey or that little girl who sings it in Love Actually.
I had to watch that movie the other night.
I love Love Actually.
I went from loving it, and then I read an article about why it's like not that great a Christmas movie, and I just totally drank the Kool-Aid on it, and now I don't love it anymore because there are terrible storylines there.
You mean like
the guy who cheats on his wife?
There's so much sad in it. There's so much sad in that movie.
So how is it a great Christmas movie? I
just love it. I don't know. I enjoy it. It's the kid. It's about the kid storyline. That's the good one. It's the Liam Neeson and Jojen Reed storyline.
That's Jojen Reed. Holy shit! I love it again.
You're back.
I'm back.
It's the Jojen Reed.
That's amazing.
And Taken storyline. Like that's what it is.
I thought that was hilarious already because like, Liam Neeson would never do this movie now.
No, there's no way. Yeah, there's some decent but there's some sad in that. There's the cheating, and then there's the the woman who can never have love because she has to take care of her
horrible.
Brother. That might be the brutalest one. Like I don't even.
That's like every Laura Linney role too.
Yeah, that one's brutal. But then there's like
the president or the prime minister.
Yeah, that's great, and he falls in love with Plumpy,
who is super attractive and not
super hot. Plumpy's super hot. She's just not
like,
a
she's a little heavy. I'm like, what are you talking about?
She's not. She's just like not real thin.
I'm not saying this to be like a body.
No other movies. She's been in no other movies. I've looked for other Plumpy movies.
Maybe they battered her self-esteem by calling her character fat the whole time.
Probably. But then there's like the writer guy in Spain, like Portugal or whatever.
I mean, a lot of people's careers got way better after that movie. Like Colin Firth won an Oscar. Liam Neeson makes so much money.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess he was really
Alan
famous.
Rickman got in all of the Harry Potter movies.
Yeah.
There's so many. Shannon Elizabeth, is that her name?
Shannon Elizabeth's in that movie?
Is that the chick from American Pie?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's the American girl that the guy who moves to Britain just because women in Milwaukee love American accents ends up hooking up with.
Well, that is accurate.
Yeah, there's a lot in that movie. Yeah, there's like The Hobbit. He's like one of the porn stand-ins.
Oh yeah, he is. Keira Knightley. Like 7 people have won Academy Awards since the filming of that movie.
Absolutely, and best of all, Jojen Reed.
Yeah, I mean, who's in a real quality project, unlike the rest of that horse shit.
All right, I guess we'll get to my number 3. So now I'm in the old white guys category of just straight crooning here, And I can't make a Christmas without a Bing Crosby song. And I'm going Maliki Leaky Maka. I love that song.
I forgot about it. I'm going to put it on the Christmas playlist.
Maliki Leaky Maka. It's the way to say. It's a great jam. Hawaiian. What is it? What's like the most famous Bing Crosby one? I guess he has like multiple Christmas albums.
White Christmas, probably.
Yeah,
right?
White Christmas is probably the most famous one. I'm a Maliki. I can't even really say it. Maliki Maka, man.
I mean, shit. My dream is Christmas in Hawaii.
It'd be amazing. I've done Christmas in Grand Cayman, and it was amazing.
There are so many people who are like, I need a white Christmas. I'm like, you're an idiot.
Dude,
you can have a white whenever.
We have a friend who lives in Cayman. We went there and hung out with her friends. We went to brunch at the Ritz-Carlton. Just got slammered on his like expensive champagne that was apparently, I mean, it was like $100 ticket brunch. It was like nice champagne. Just got slammered. And when brunch was over, went outside to smoke Cuban cigars on the beach. That was my Christmas.
That's the greatest day of my life.
It was amazing.
I mean, my dream Thanksgiving is to watch Mizzou win the Maui Invitational in person.
It's your dream Thanksgiving.
It's my dream Thanksgiving. My dream Christmas is it's not to watch Mizzou win the Pinstripe Bowl.
Yeah, there's not a bowl game.
There is a bowl. There's terrible bowl games on Christmas, just the worst ones.
Yeah, but that's not a bowl game you'd want to go to.
No, in New York City.
No,
Christmas.
they might be like the Bahamas Ball or something.
That one is hilarious. That one is just in the middle of what was a beach, and they're trying to put sod down, and it's just dying. They put it down like 3 days ago, and it's already brown.
Yeah.
Also, the greatest football game I've ever seen is the 2014 Bahamas Bowl between Central Michigan and Western Kentucky.
Oh, yeah. They just brought their Maction to a bowl game.
Oh, you cannot fuck with the Maction.
Oh, championship game tonight. So
are you on pins and needles here? What are you thinking?
I'm watching it.
Kind of your team.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm going like I broke up. For anybody who doesn't know, I broke up with Illinois football, and I'm currently seeing other people, other teams, and I'm going on a date with a Husky girl from Northern Illinois tonight, and we're gonna get into the Maction, the Huskies.
See what happens, you know.
See what happens. Just have a few drinks.
You get a little hopped up, make some bad decisions
on a Friday night. We'll see how that goes. I feel like Illinois should just like be relegated to the MAC, and it would be better for everybody.
Like, what if they just switched programs?
Like
the entire team and staff just went to U of I. You'd be like, cool.
Are we in the MAC too?
Oh no, I'm talking about like they just kind of like everyone from Northern just put on orange jerseys and was U of I people.
And then
totally okay with that.
Yeah, they almost beat Ohio State this year. They almost beat them. Yeah, I'd be totally cool with it.
I mean,
also, would I rather Illinois? Well, I wouldn't want to give up. I wouldn't want to give up basketball.
No. Northern Illinois basketball is atrocious.
They're undefeated.
They play Mizzou tonight.
They're undefeated, dude.
It's a big night for NIU.
They're like 7-0. It's like their best team ever. You guys are gonna lose.
God
to Northern
damn it,
Illinois.
we're gonna lose this fucking game. But then we'll beat U of I, and then Northern Illinois will kind of be proxy state champs.
Oh, well, yeah. I always want state champions in college basketball, like preseason tournaments. Whatever.
It should be required.
Yeah, it might get tough with like teams in the same division, but teams in the same conference, but whatever. All right, what's your number 3? Have we had? This has been so many tangents on this podcast.
But you know, we're actually making pretty good time.
There's not a ton to talk about Christmas.
There's not a ton to talk about without playing the songs. That's the thing I always feel about our music podcast is lacking. You did it for the first time by using our technology and taking your phone and playing it into our microphone.
It was great. How bad did it sound?
It actually didn't sound that bad.
That's good. I can know that for future use.
Now that I think about it, maybe we both should make a Spotify playlist of our top 10.
Possibly, yeah. I don't have Spotify anymore, though. I quit.
Oh, okay. He quit U of I. He quit Spotify.
Yeah, I'm an Apple Music man, mainly for pricing reasons.
Taylor Swift took it to them, though.
Oh, because she's
not at all relevant to Christmas music.
You can get Christmas music anywhere. It's like pretty much free.
So my number 3, also from Home Alone and music, blues music, would be Run Run Rudolph by Chuck Berry.
Oh, I'm mad I forgot that one. That's a good song. I'm mad.
You'll never go through O'Hare Airport the same.
No, that's a good song. I forgot that one. That's a mistake. All right, now you made me feel bad about.
I do have one that I forgot as well. I realized when I got through it, and that is "Blue Christmas" by Elvis. But
didn't forget. Just missed the cut for me.
I mean, it would have been toward the bottom of my list, but I think I probably would have put it in.
It's a good song.
Over "Please Come Home for Christmas." Who really gives a shit about that?
What's your number 2?
If they're that important, they would already be there. It wouldn't be maybe coming home. What did you do to drive them away? Maybe you're so fucking crazy about Christmas they don't want to come home. Anyway, you're the kind of person that gets angry about the Starbucks cups.
Oh, those people are the worst. You like Starbucks doesn't even have to have holiday cups. They don't. They don't have to do that.
If Starbucks determines any part of your life and you don't work there, I kind of think you should kill yourself. Maybe that's too strong.
I would go with don't kill yourself.
Okay.
But think about it.
Reevaluate your priorities.
See if you have other reasons to kill yourself, and if you can get to enough of them, then maybe do it.
Yeah, I mean, you probably do. I can't imagine you have too many fruitful relationships if you get that upset about cups.
It's not good.
So my number 2, and I think you thought this would be my number 1.
Oh, I didn't know if it would be. No, I figured you'd go something way hipster for your number 1.
Santa Claus is Coming to Town by Bruce Springsteen.
It's a jam. He has a full album, right?
It's an EP. I don't know if they even called them EPs at the time. It's like 2 or 3 songs.
Okay. Yeah, because I've heard other ones, but that's the main.
I'm trying to think what the other ones would be on that. It might be like Jingle Bells. He stuck to. I mean, Santa Claus is Coming to Town is a pretty traditional song.
Yeah, it's the best one though. Is his, I think.
Oh yeah, he owns it, and also, I mean,
he plays it like in his style too. He doesn't just like sing.
Okay, you said 30-year-old women ruined that Mariah Carey song. Well, 30 to 45-year-old men are trying like a motherfucker to ruin this song.
Well, they're the same people who tried to ruin Born to Run.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of guilty of all these things.
Born to Run's a good song though too. Both of these are good songs. People are just playing them a lot. So then, am I on my number 2?
You're on your number 2 and your number 1.
Okay. All right. We're gonna stay croony here, and I'm going Dean Martin, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
God, that's a horrible selection.
Oh, dude, it's amazing. That's Christmas, man. That's Christmas shit. Rudy the Red-Beaked Reindeer, and number 1, Frank Sinatra, Jingle Bells.
What? I am not speechless off it. Those are terrible selections, Steve.
What are you talking about?
Those are your grandfather's selections.
Yeah, but that's what Christmas is about.
No, it's about listening to blues music and being sad and watching it snow. That is why my number 1 is Christmas Baby Please Come Home by Darlene Love, which is famous from Goodfellas.
Famous from Goodfellas. No way.
Also,
man.
I realize that totally contradicts my whole claim about people coming home for Christmas that I just made 10 seconds ago. That you should kill yourself. You probably like Starbucks cups.
No, man. Christmas is about crooning.
I accidentally just played Born in the USA on my phone. A song for all seasons, by the way. Did it again. It's the scene in Goodfellas right after they rob right after the Lufthansa heist.
Yeah.
When everyone's coming in with their stuff and Jimmy's getting so angry.
I seriously don't think I've seen Goodfellas in like 12 years.
You know, that's an accomplishment. It's hard not to see Goodfellas because of its frequency on TV.
Yeah, I don't really turn on movies on TV a lot.
I'll watch till the commercial breaks usually.
Yeah. You're right. That's just not what I throw on. I'll throw on like Casino.
Casino. The first time I ever saw Casino was on TV in full. It took almost 5 hours.
I think it was for me too. It was like, so it was like, at first I was like bleeped
on the USA Network, which has an astronomical amount of commercials.
Yeah, Casino.
Not a Christmas film.
Which is just basically a sequel, right?
It actually, the 20th anniversary of Casino was this week. I read an article about it. And by all accounts, the story summation was like, it's fairly underrated, but way worse than Goodfellas, which I would probably agree with on all fronts.
I would agree with that too. I would agree with that. But yeah, for some reason I've watched it more recently.
It's on TV a lot too.
Yeah, it absolutely is. Yeah.
So we have some exciting stuff coming up. If we want to maybe do a little flash forward on what's coming up on First of the Worst.
Yeah, I think we're going to do some year-end lists because they're terrible and they're easy, and that's why people do them. So I think what we're going to do is maybe record like a mega pod that kind of gets broken into parts and just kind of, because that'll be able to get us through the holidays.
Yeah, we'll get incrementally released, but some of the time references will be confusing, you know.
Yeah, but we'll do
Trump leading in the polls, and
we'll do like a megapod here, and it'll probably just be a top list of 10 lists. Your standard year-end list, though. We were talking about this earlier. I don't think we could do one of like the standard year-end lists. I don't think we could do movies.
It's sad.
Brendan just unplugged his microphone. And that was probably not going to work when he plugs it back in, because Brendan's computer gets anxious about its microphone, and it's totally not working when he's talking into it right now, which is hilarious. It's done. So I'm just gonna talk this off here at the end. We're gonna do all that, and we're gonna release these pods. It'll be 10 lists of 10. It should be fun. Thanks everybody for listening. You should follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Well, I just said Instagram. We don't have an Instagram, so don't follow us there. But you should like us on Facebook and subscribe to us on iTunes and all that good stuff. Thanks again for listening, and I will talk to you later. Brendan's waving. Bye.